and Riley Smith. Congratulations and good luck in your future endeavors. And now for your Waterbury Career Academy Spartans. At this time, the principals, Dr. Cadawa and Assistant Principal Jen Francisquino, Athletic Director Ryan McDonald, and former All-State Spartan Marquand Watson, and the coaching staffs are going to present our seniors with a small token of appreciation for their service and dedication to the Spartans program. The Waterbury Career Academy senior cheerleaders have been a vital part of the WCA cheer program over the years. Their commitment, dedication, and perseverance throughout the years have been an important part of the overall growth of the WCA cheer program. We'd like to thank them for their years as a WCA Spartan, and we'll miss them tremendously. Good luck in your future endeavors. First, Rachel Peterson. Rachel is a 4-year senior captain. She's escorted by her mother, Desiree, father, Christopher, friends, Michelle, Anaya, Natalja, and Jada. Next up, Rosalie Jimenez. Rosalie is a 3-year senior captain. She will be escorted by her mother, Rebecca, her brother, Jason, her grandparents, boyfriend, Jonathan, and a host of other family and friends. And last but not least for the Spartans cheerleaders, Faith Hunter. Faith is a 4-year senior captain. She will be escorted by her mother, Elaine, her brother, Ryan, her closest friends, Emily and Kaya, and other family and friends. And now, for your Waterbury Career Academy Spartans basketball seniors, number 23, David Matt Abula. David is a first-year varsity player. He's escorted by his mom, Christine, and his brother, Avery. Next up for the Waterbury Career Academy Spartans, number 20, Daryl Boone. Daryl is a 2-year varsity player. He's escorted out by his mom, Christiane, Dad Daryl, cousin Ricardo, Grandpa George, and in the stands, his grandma, Miss Godwin. Oh, Miss Godwin's making her way out as well. Next up for the Spartans, number 13, Raphael Pronoy. Raphael has been a 2-year varsity starter for the Spartans, and he's escorted out by his dad, Raphael, his mom, Margarita, cousin, Kamaya, and best friend, Soleil Ramirez. Next up for the Spartans, number 3, Lawrence Lazaro. Lawrence has been a 2-year varsity player for the Spartans, and he's escorted out by his dad, Lawrence, his mom, Bianca, and his sister, Layla. And last but not least for the Spartans, number 1, John Edwards. John has been a 4-year varsity player for the Spartans. He's escorted out by his dad, Terry, mom, Kelly, brothers, Jalen and Eli, sister, Gianna, and his friends, Trey, Justin, and Rowie. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your Waterbury Career Academy seniors.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Please clear the floor. We have 5 minutes of warm-up time. 5 minutes of warm-up time. Please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem by Jada Howard. Number 1, Sheldon Schuyler. Number 2, Daryl McKnight. Number 5, Jaden Blackwell.
Welcome inside Waterbury Career Academy for Waterbury High School basketball as the Waterbury Career Academy Spartans host the Ansonia Chargers. WCA comes into this game at 9-9 on the season, 8-8 in the NVL, and Ansonia comes in 11-6, 10-6 in the Naugatuck Valley League. I'm Tom Felice, and I'll be with you the whole way as the Spartans look to get their 10th win of the season. And it is senior night before the game. The senior cheerleaders and basketball players were honored, and you will see a slightly different starting lineup than usual for WCA, with David Metabula into the starting lineup as one of the seniors. They are still announcing the starters, I should say, for Waterbury Career Academy. It appears the audio dropped out for the PA announcer, so he is belting the rest of the starting lineup out at the top of his lungs. But it will be the 5 seniors for WCA: Jonathan Edwards, Lawrence Lazaro, Daryl Coombs, Rafael Prado, and David Matabula. Lazaro, the leading scorer for WCA. He averages just under 16 points a game, but Edwards, Zion Lott, and Jaden Stallworth all average in double digits. For Ansonia, their leading scorer is Sheldon Schuler. He puts up just over 15 points per game. He's also the quarterback on the Ansonia Chargers football team. 4 of the 5 starters play on the football team for Ansonia. Their starting lineup: Sheldon Schuler, Daryl McKnight, just a sophomore guard, Jaden Blackwell, another sophomore, a forward, and then 2 seniors rounded out: Noah Wagenblas and Elijah Ellis. Both teams have qualified for the state tournament, and they're trying to qualify for the NVL tournament. Ansonia's in a pretty good spot. They're 6th in the combined NVL standings. WCA is 8th, so that's right on the line. But they do have a 2-game lead over Kennedy High School for that 8th spot. But, of course, you don't want to end up in 8th because they're likely to play either Sacred Heart or Naugatuck in the first round. Those 2 teams playing each other simultaneously here on a Friday night. Tip won by Wagenblas for Ansonia. So it'll be Sheldon Schuler to run the point, starting things off. McKnight, Wagenblas in the middle of the zone. Pass is tipped. Ellis in the corner. Hits it. Elijah Ellis with a 3. And Ansonia scores the game's first points. High pass that Rafael Prado brings in. There's Daryl Coombs coming off a season-high 14 points. Ansonia in a 3-2 zone with 6'3" Schuler at the point of it. Backdoor pass for Matabula. Up top, Edwards. That is long. Ellis grabs a rebound. And a hot pass from Blackwell. Too much for McKnight to handle. Goes out of bounds. A turnover gives it back to Waterbury Career Academy. Just over a minute in, Ansonia leads 3-0. John Edwards running the offense. He leads the team in rebounding, assists, and steals. And he also averages 15 points a game, which is second best on the squad. Edwards drives baseline. High pass through traffic. Prado pulls it in. Lazaro short on the 3. And the rebound picked up by Daryl Coombs. Lazaro has it again. Ronan O'Leary, the fifth-year head coach for Waterbury Career Academy, calls out the plays from the sidelines. Shane Kingsley is in his 6th season on the bench for Ansonia. He was a 3-sport star at Woodland High School. 3 from the corner. Lazaro misses off the back rim, and it's loose, and Ansonia grabs the rebound. Lazaro right to the hole, puts it in, and he scores the first points of the game for WCA. 3-2 Ansonia, just over 2 minutes in. Ellis off back iron. McKnight, or I should say that's Blackwell who puts it in. Blackwell's first points. Back to a 3-point lead, 5-2. Ansonia on top of WCA. Just 2.5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Edwards Backs out and yells reset to his teammates. Coombs flashes to the middle. Ellis got a hand on the pass. Schuler finds McKnight. Reverse no good. The rebound fought for, and it hit the baseline. It'll stay with Ansonia as Zion Lott checks in. Third leading scorer on the team. Takes out David Matabula, the senior getting the start on senior night. Schuler. Ellis, another corner three, and he hits it. 2 threes now for Elijah Ellis. Ansonia up 8-2, 3 minutes gone by. Edwards loses his dribble. Wagenblas picks it up. McKnight brings it into the forecourt. Ansonia looking at a similar zone that they play on the defensive end. McKnight for three. He hits. 3 threes for Ansonia. And a quick 11-2 lead. Three from the corner. Lott, he hits it. Lott with the answer. 6-point Ansonia lead, reaching the midpoint of the first period. Ansonia loses it over the sideline. WCA takes over. Packed house in the narrow confines of Waterbury Career Academy tonight. With it being senior night, all the players had family and friends to escort them into the ceremony. Another Lott three from the corner. That's off back iron. Blackwell the rebound. Quickly ahead to McKnight. Has Ellis in the corner. Instead it's McKnight to the hole, where he is fouled by Zion Lott. First foul on Lott. Team's first foul. Puts McKnight to the free throw line for 2. McKnight short on the first. Second one up for McKnight. Off the back iron. Coombs pulls in the rebound. Edwards. Now Lazaro. Lazaro picks up his dribble. Lott, left corner three. Wagenblas pulls in the board. It's tipped away. Good defensive play from Lott. Lazaro overthrows the intended target, Daryl Coombs. And the Chargers take over again. Long pass for Ellis. Left corner three. Just short. It's tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Ansonia. 2:57 to play. First period. Ansonia up 11-5 as Gerald Council checks in, the 6'1" junior in the game for the first time. And you just saw the athletic director, Ryan McDonald, walk by with signs that say sold out. So it tells you everything you need to know now. That's the janitor walking by. He has the keys in his hand, so he'll be locking the doors. Ellis, 4-3, short. Wagenblas, the putback for 2. Ronan O'Leary calls timeout on the WCA side after Wagenblas grabbed the offensive rebound. And the lead now 8 points at 13-5. Ansonia on top of WCA. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Final home game of the year for Waterbury Career Academy. Their last regular season game is on February 25th. They head to Derby. Ansonia has 2 more regular season games. Their next one will be their senior day on the 25th as they host Holy Cross. But as we said at the top, both teams have qualified for the state tournament, so there will be postseason play for both of these squads. John Edwards with the ball, now Watt. Lazaro in the corner, drives. Unable to connect, but he was fouled. Get Jaden Blackwell for the foul. This puts Lazaro at the line for 2. The 75% free throw shooter makes the first. Second attempt for Lazaro rolls out. Here's Schuler. Muscles his way into the paint. And they have a blocking foul on Daryl Coombs. Coombs attempting to draw the charge, but was unsuccessful. So this will be Schuler, the only returning starter for this team. Stepped up as a leader. And he gets the first one to go. First points of the night for Schuler, coming off an 11-point performance in the win over Wolcott. Rafael Prado checks back in. Coombs goes out after committing the foul. Largest lead for Ansonia now at 9 points. 2:10 to go in the first period. Lazaro pulls up from 18 feet and gets the home roll. They called that a 3 right in front of the Ansonia bench, and the Ansonia bench is upset, but it's 3 on the scoreboard as Wagenblas travels. Now the officials getting together. I think they're going to change that last hoop from a 3 to a 2. No, they don't. Wow. Lazaro. Pass is tipped. Schuler comes away with it. Into the corner. McKnight for 3. Short. Council with the board. Here's Edwards. Stays with WCA. 1:19 to go, first period. Ansonia up 15-9 as Daryl Coombs checks back in. Rafael Prado limping off. Easy inbounds pass to Lazaro. Ruled out of bounds, no foul. Lazaro again gets the easy inbounds pass. This time, Wagenblas blocks the shot cleanly. Schuler eventually gets to it. And here's Ellis. Ball thrown away. Lazaro picks it up. Ahead to Edwards. He's hit. Going to the rim.
And Ansonia foul number 21, Elijah Ellis.
Fouls on Ellis, his first, team's second.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Spartans, John Edwards.
Edwards to the line for 2. 60% free throw shooter on the season, but he was 6 of 8 in the win against Seymour last time out. Off the front rim and out.
Taking the game for the Spartans, number 24.
Jaden Stallworth in for the first time. He averages just over 10 points a game. Gerald Council. No, change that. Lawrence Lazaro checks out. Second one no good as well from Edwards. WCA 1 of 4 from the stripe as Lott has the interception. 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Zion Lott to the rim, gets the roll. Another turnover. Now it is Edwards. He'll head to the line for 2 as Schuler fouled him, his first and the team's third. Edwards just missed 2 at the stripe. Has a chance to get Waterbury Career Academy within 2. Edwards hits the first. One more coming for the 6'2" senior. Hits them both this time. 7-0 run for Waterbury Career Academy. And they only trail by 2. 15-13. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Schuler into the corner. Ellis is fouled, shooting a 3. Gerald Council hits Elijah Ellis.
Number 11. Gerald Council, his first, team's third.
Ellis at the line for 3 free throws. He's already hit 2 3-pointers today. Off back rim on the first. Ellis, a 5'10" senior guard coming off a 9-point performance against Wolcott. Hits the second.
Taking the game for the Spartans, number 3, Lawrence Lazaro. Taking the game for Ansonia, number 3,
John Maitland in for Ansonia. Takes out Jaden Blackwell. Coombs back on court for WCA. 13.5 seconds remaining in the period. Ellis hits his final 2 free throws. 4-point Ansonia lead. Last chance here in the first for WCA. Stallworth on it. Long 3 from Edwards is good! Jonathan Edwards beats the buzzer and brings the Spartans to within 1 of Ansonia at the end of the first period. WCA starts the second with the ball. And after the John Edwards buzzer-beating three from a couple of steps inside midcourt to bring the Spartans within one. There's Lazaro from the corner. That's short. Carlos Galle got his hands on the rebound, but Schuler tipped it out of bounds. They gave it to Ansonia. Now, you see the second official run in. And they changed the call to WCA ball. Both coaches have had a couple of nits to pick with the officials so far. It looks like they got together and got this one right. Here's Edwards, who was wearing a long sleeve white shirt underneath his jersey in the first period, goes to Stallworth, who misses from the corner. Rebound tipped out to Edwards. Long pass. Coombs drives into the paint. Daryl Coombs with the left hand. And Waterbury Career Academy leads for the first time. 18-17 Spartans. Minute gone by here in the second period. Schuler, he has been limited offensively. He has 2 free throws, and that's it. Interception. Left off. And slammed home, Jonathan Edwards. So Edwards showing the range at the end of the period as Wagenblas hits and is fouled. Edwards showed his range with a deep three at the end of the first period. He just showed off his all-state jumping ability. He was second in the high jump and the triple jump last year. That foul was on Coombs, his second, and the team's fourth. Wagenblas at the line to try to complete the three-point play and tie the ball game. He does just that. Wagenblas has 5 points now, and the game is tied at 20. Minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Lazaro. Now Edwards drives into the paint. Edwards through traffic. Banks it home. McKnight in rhythm off back rim. Lazaro eventually catches up to the pass. He'll try a three. Rims out. Wagenblas secures the rebound. Here's Schuler. And he banks it home for his first field goal. Another tie, this one at 22. 5:40 remaining in the first half. Edwards. High pass that Lott is unable to bring in. John Maitland checks back in for Ansonia. Noah Wagenblas goes to the bench. McKnight. Maitland. Long pass for Schuler. Here's McKnight. McKnight through traffic, puts it up, no. And it stays with Ansonia. McKnight listed at 5'10". Definitely shorter than everybody on the court right now for Waterbury Career Academy. McKnight. Ellis in the corner. Here's Maitland. Well off. Easy rebound for Jaden Stallworth. Edwards. Pull up. Off back iron, rebound tipped. And Carlos Cali had his hands on it, but he loses it over the baseline. Rafael Prado checks in, and Cali heads out. 4:35 remaining in the first half, tied at 22. Maitland. Ellis for three. No. Rebound McKnight. Fouls on Prado, his first, team's fifth. McKnight heads to the line. He's 0 for 2 there tonight. McKnight hits the first. Easy rebound for Prado after McKnight misses the second. But it does put Ansonia back on top, 23-22. Edwards to Lazaro. Rolls out. McKnight flew in there for the rebound. Here's Schuler. Ellis. McKnight. Blackwell. Schuler tipped away. Volleyballed forward. Here's Edwards for 2 more. Edwards leading the way for WCA. Another loose ball. Oh, and it was unexpected. Prado was not really ready for that one. As Ansonia calls timeout. 30-second timeout, Ansonia. They want to slow things down a little bit as it's been hectic end to end. 3:25 left, second quarter. WCA 24, Ansonia 23. No surprise to see this one a close game. Career Academy has played a lot of close games this year. They have 4 single-digit losses. And that's the 2 Crosby games, the Holy Cross game, and the game against Sacred Heart. So not weak competition that they're losing close games. And now once again in a tight one here against Ansonia. Lagenblas back in for Ansonia, so they have their starting lineup on the court. Schuler, McKnight, Blackwell, Lagenblas, Ellis. Here's Schuler for 3, and he hits. Schuler with 7 points. Ansonia, the 2-point lead, 26-24. 3:15 left in the first half. Edwards loses control. McKnight, Schuler for 3 again, hits again. Back-to-back threes from Schuler. Ansonia led by as many as 9 in the first period. They have the lead at 5. 2:45 remaining in the first half. A 3 from Zion Lott. Lott with his second 3 of the night. It's back within 2. Tipped over the sideline, stays with Ansonia. Gerald Council checks back in. Schuler is bumped. We'll get John Edwards for his first foul. only the 6th,
Spartans foul number 1.
so
John
not a
Edwards,
shooting
Spartans
foul.
team 6th.
Ellis, 4-3. Just short, rebound tipped. Last touched by the Spartans. It stays with Ansonia.
Out of bounds. Remaining team or walk. Ansonia ball.
McKnight. Blackwell pulls up from the free throw line. Well off. Wagenblas rips the rebound away. He's called for a travel.
Traveling Spartans ball.
Edwards into the paint. Rebound tipped. And we have a jump ball. The arrow gives it back to Ansonia. Minute 47 left in the first half. Ansonia leads by 2. Trap at half court. Ansonia calls timeout as McKnight was in a tough spot.
Spartans 27.
A 30-second timeout called by Shane Kingsley for Ansonia. Both of these teams made the NVL tournament and the state tournament last year. Ansonia lost to Sacred Heart in the NVL quarterfinals and then lost to St. Joe's in the first round of the Division IV tournament to finish 11-11. WCA lost to Sacred Heart in the NVL semis and then lost to Manchester in the second round of the Division II tournament. And the Spartans' year ended at 14-10 in 2019. Both teams in the same division for the state tournament here in 2020. Schuler with it. Ansonia leads by 2. 90 seconds remaining first half. Schuler with the pull-up. He hits. 10 points for Schuler here in the second. 12 points overall to lead the way for Ansonia. Lazaro. Here's Edwards, who is hit. Call McKnight for the foul. That is his first, team's fourth.
Team's fourth.
Lazaro can't haul the pass in. He was sprinting to that spot on the floor. A little too much on the pass. Schuler to Wagenblas. Pass is tipped. Zion Lott comes up with it. Lott to the hoop, and he lays it in. Chance at the rim from Blackwell. He can't hit. Chance to tie here for Edwards. No. Tip is good from Lazaro. Ties the game at 31. 14 seconds left in the half. Ansonia looking for the last shot. Instead, they'll get free throws as Zion Lott fouls McKnight.
Spartans foul number 2, Zion Lott. His second. Goal line to shoot 101. Number 2. Daryl McKnight.
Not the worst thing in the world for Waterbury, as McKnight is just 1 of 4 from the stripe. hits the first one here.
Checking in the game for Ansonia, number 3, John Maitland.
Maitland in for Schuler. Just 11.3 seconds left. McKnight hits them both. 2-point lead for Ansonia. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Edwards finds Lott for 3. No, the rebound tipped back in by Lazaro. And that sends the teams to the locker rooms tied at 33. Lazaro with a tip in at the horn. 2 periods, 2 buzzer beaters from WCA. And we're tied heading to halftime. Tom Felice here with you at Waterbury Career Academy. It is halftime. And Career Academy Spartans are tied with Ansonia at 33. Jonathan Edwards leading the way for Waterbury Career Academy with 11 points. Lawrence Lazaro with 10. And Zion Lott with 10. Daryl Coombs with 2 to account for their 33. Sheldon Schuler leads Ansonia with 12 points. Elijah Ellis has 8. Noah Wagenblas, Daryl McKnight each have 5. Jaden Blackwell has 2. Ansonia is out of the locker room. Career Academy just getting out to get on the floor and start this second half. Will be WCA ball to start the second half. Ansonia sends out Sheldon Schuler, Daryl McKnight, Jaden Blackwell, Noah Wagenblas, and Elijah Ellis, their starting lineup. WCA had a bit of a different starting lineup as it is senior day. But right now on court, Daryl Coombs, Zion Lott, Lawrence Lazaro, Jonathan Edwards, and Rafael Prado. Tied at 33. Starting the second half. Lazaro, long pass into the corner. Edwards up top. 3 from Lazaro, good. And Lazaro tips it away. Wagenblas picks it up, finds Schuler. McKnight in the corner, drives baseline, puts it up, no. Blackwell has it knocked away. Edwards all alone, and it goes in. Not the highlight dunk he had in the first half, but it's enough to give WCA 5-point lead 50 seconds into the second half. Sheldon Schuler underneath Wagenblas, wide open from the left side for 2. Good pass from Schuler, and Wagenblas had no issues with the finish. Back to a 3-point game. Edwards to Lott for 3. Zion Lott from downtown. 41-35. WCA on top of Ansonia. 6:35 to go in the third period. John Maitland comes into the game for Elijah Ellis.
Out of bounds remaining Ansonia ball.
Six-point lead, largest lead of the day for Career Academy. Ansonia was up by 9 in the first quarter. Wagenblas bumped. Call that foul on Prado. Second foul on Prado.
Checking in for Ansonia, number 21, Elijah Ellis.
Team's first of the second half. Ellis comes right back into the game for Maitland. Wagenblas. And they call the block on Prado. That's 2 quick fouls for the senior. Trying to draw a charge. He leads the team in charges drawn, but he's called for a block. That's 2 quick fouls on him, 3 overall. And 2 on the team in the second half. From the corner, no. Edwards tried the behind-the-back pass, but it goes right to Elijah Ellis. Ellis never had control of it, and he was trying to throw the one-hand pass. Unsuccessful. And now Rafael Prado needs to be helped off the court. So Prado heads to the bench. Gerald Council checks in. Prado is heading straight to the trainer's room, leaving the bench. Edwards leaves it for Coombs. Wagenblas blocks it from behind. Council through traffic gets the roll. First hoop of the day for Gerald Council. And the Spartans ahead by 8. This is a 10-2 run as Wagenblas throws the behind-the-back pass out of bounds. Should say it's a 12-2 run, dating back into the first half. Lott for 3 again. Off back iron. Blackwell the board. Schuler knocked away. Gets it to McKnight. And another bad pass results in a turnover. Ansonia piling up the turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the second half. That's how we've gone from a tie at halftime to an 8-point WCA lead. Edwards past Schuler to the rack, and he's fouled. Fouls on Blackwell, his second, first on the team in the second half. Edwards 2 of 4 at the line tonight. And that one rolls out. Edwards in double digits for the 15th time this season. He had 33 against Holy Cross. Second one, no good. Wagenblas there for Ansonia to pick it up. WCA has left plenty of points on the free throw line tonight. They can't complain too much when they're up 8 in the second half. Here's McKnight with the teardrop. 7 points now for McKnight. No look past Lazaro. He's bumped. That was Jaden Blackwell. Now 3 fouls on Blackwell. He's committed both of the Ansonia fouls in the second half. Coombs loses it on the drive. And the trail official changes the call. He had a deflection by Ellis, and it stays with WCA. 4:14 left in the third. 43-37, Spartans on top. Lott from the corner hits. 16 points now for Lott. He has 2 3-pointers here in the second half and 4 of them overall. Foul called on Lazaro. That is his first. Third on the team in the second half. That is exactly 4 minutes old. 9-point lead for the Spartans. That's Waterbury Career Academy's largest of the day. Schuler pulls up and hits. Very strong mid-range game shown by Sheldon Schuler. He has a quiet 14 points, as quiet as you can be when you lead your team in scoring. Schuler very efficient on the offensive end. Lazaro from just inside the arc. Blackwell the rebound for Ansonia. Ellis. Short. Spartans pick the ball up. Here's Lazaro. Lott. That's kept in, and it was last touched by Ansonia. Shane Kingsley, the head coach for Ansonia, is screaming to his team to just grab the ball. They stood around and let it be saved by Career Academy off of an Ansonia player. Here's Edwards. Edwards with 13 points finds Coombs underneath. Coombs is hit. That's on Gene Blackwell, and Blackwell has now committed 4 fouls. So Blackwell in serious foul trouble. Coombs to the stripe for the first time today. Just 7 of 17 on the season, and he misses the first. John Maitland checks in for Blackwell. See when Blackwell comes back in. 4 fouls for Jaden Blackwell. 1 shot here for Coombs, coming off a season-high 14 points. Averages just under 5 a game as he misses both free throws. Schuler powers to the rim. Lazaro got a piece of it. Jump ball called as Wagenblas attempted the putback. It stays with Ansonia. Carlos Cali back into the game. Update on Rafael Prado. He is on the bench with ice on his left leg just above the knee. Schuler. McKnight. McKnight has it swatted out of bounds. Zion Lott getting a piece of it. Lott in double digits for the 13th time this year. Right now he's leading the way with 16 points. Schuler pulls up from the baseline, no. Gets his own rebound. Ellis, McKnight for 3. Long pass up at Edwards. And McKnight commits the foul. That'll be his first and the team's 4th. 46-39, Waterbury Career Academy leads Ansonia. 2:16 remaining in the third quarter. Long 3 for Lott. McKnight with the board. And a steal. Edwards with a 2-hand flush. Edwards showing his ups, and he's up to 15 points. Cali with the steal. Edwards again lays it in with the left hand. Largest lead of the night as Waterbury Career Academy is up by 11, and Ansonia calls timeout. Edwards was heading to the rim. He thought about dunking. Schuler was coming in. Instead, Edwards just lays it home. He's up to 17 points to lead the way for the Spartans. Coming into tonight, the Spartans were 20th in the Division II rankings. You know they like to get up into the top 16 where your first round state tournament game will be at home. Ansonia coming in tonight was 8th in the Division IV ranks. So they would be slotted for 2 home games, but if they don't come back over the final 10 minutes of this one, they'll likely fall in the standings. And the credit for Waterbury Career Academy goes to them on the defensive end. They've held Ansonia to 6 points here in the first 6 minutes of the third period. This game was tied at 33 at halftime. Now an 11-point Spartans lead. Wagenblas spins. His shot was rejected, but Lott got a piece of him. Lott's third foul.
His third, team score. At the line, shooting 2 for Ansonia. Number 14, Noah Wagenblas.
Wagenblas with 2 free throws. He's hit his only free throw tonight, and he makes that one as well. One for 2 for Wagenblas. Here's Edwards. Into the paint. Edwards with the left hand, no. Callie with the offensive board. Schuler takes it away. Sheldon Schuler slicing in. Misses at the rim. His putback is there for 2. 16 points for Schuler. Now an 8-point WCA lead. Final 70 seconds of the third period. Lott from the corner for 3. He's hit 3 threes in the second half, and he's up to 19 points. Back to an 11-point WCA lead as Council has the steal. Here's Lott to the rim. Zion Lott short on the finger roll. And Wagenblas with the board for Ansonia. McKnight puts it up, no, but he'll head to the line for 2 shots. They get Lazaro for the foul. 2 on him, 5th on the team. So here's McKnight with 2 free throws. Jaden Stallworth in as Zion Lott heads to the bench for WCA. And they just called a lane violation, it appears, on Ansonia. Some sort of violation. So no second free throw attempt for McKnight. Spartans have the ball and an 11-point lead. Final 30 seconds of the third. Callie. Stallworth. Council. Edwards up top. Edwards drives baseline. Can't hit. The putback from Edwards, no. Carlos Callie with the third chance effort. 13-point lead. Ellis from the corner, good at the horn. Elijah Ellis with his third 3 of the night, and it cuts the Waterbury Career Academy lead to 10 with 8 minutes to play. Waterbury Career Academy with the ball to start the fourth period. They lead Ansonia 55-45. Tom Felice here at Waterbury Career Academy as the Spartans look to move to 10-9 on the year and solidify a spot in the NVL tournament. It'd be hard to see them not qualifying in the top 8 if they win tonight. Lazaro is hit hard, and I'll have to get a trainer out there right away. Looked like he might have hit his head on the court. And now Lazaro is up. So the trainer never got out there. It looked like one of the officials was signaling for him to come out. And Lazaro still shaken up. The foul was on Wagenblas. Just his first. Both teams now have 5 team fouls in the second half. No ill effects as Lazaro hits the first free throw. Now 2 of 3 at the line tonight. Lazaro takes the second quickly. And even though he missed it, the official smartly allows the sub. So Lott comes in for Lazaro after he hit the deck pretty hard. McKnight, too strong. Wagenblas the putback. No, but he's hit. Fouls on Council, his second and the team's 6th. Puts Wagenblas at the free throw line. He's 2 of 3 there tonight.
At the line, shoot 2 for Ansonia, Wagenblas.
Wagenblas hits the first. And misses the second as Council grabs the board. Stallworth with his first hoop of the night. And a 13-point lead ties the largest the lead has been for Waterbury Career Academy. We have 7 minutes left. McKnight tipped away. Stallworth got a piece of it, but loses it over the sideline. Tight confines here at Waterbury Career Academy. Spartans had a 10-point advantage, winning the third quarter 22-12. And that was with the buzzer beater by Ellis for Ansonia. McKnight tipped out of his hand.
Checking in game for Ansonia, number 5, Jaden Blackwell.
Jaden Blackwell back in. He has 4 fouls. Remember, he picked up his 4th with 2:54 to go in the third. So he sat for about 4 minutes. Blackwell underneath hits. Just his second field goal of the night. Ansonia not pressing at the moment, down by 11 with 6.5 remaining. Here's Council. Stallworth for 3. He's hit 2 in a row. Jaden Stallworth now with 6 points. It's a 14-point Waterbury Career Academy lead, the largest lead of the night. Schuler to Ellis in the corner. Off the front rim. Council with the board for WCA. Call a foul on the floor on Ellis. That is the 7th team foul. Oh, no, only the 6th. Now both teams have 6. So we'll be shooting the rest of the way. Long inbounds pass goes to Ellis. Callie in the middle of the paint for two. He now has 4. It's a 16-point lead. Wagenblas. Ellis in the corner. Off front rim. Blackwell the rebound and the putback. Timeout Ansonia. WCA leads 64-50. 5:26 remaining, and Shane Kingsley and the Ansonia Chargers need to draw something up to change momentum. They definitely had it going at the beginning of the game. Ansonia led 15-6 and had the lead for the entire first period. But it's been Spartans since then. It was tight throughout the second and actually tied at 33 at halftime. But a 10-point advantage for WCA in the third quarter, and the Spartans stretching their lead now to 14 with under 5.5 to go. That also leaves Ansonia with only 1 timeout. So they'll have to be judicious in using that. Here's Edwards. Watt from the corner. Blackwell the board. He's really stepped up for Ansonia after coming off the bench. Blackwell still with the 4 fouls as McKnight misses. There's Blackwell again. And he didn't hit the putback, but he was fouled. So Blackwell, who has 2 field goals here in the fourth after sitting out for about 4 minutes after his foul, will head to the line. Foul was called on Callie as Blackwell hits the first. That was Callie's first, but the team's 7th. Second shot for Blackwell. He misses, but McKnight pulls into the offensive board. Blackwell for Wagenblas. Wagenblas into double digits. He has 11. The lead now 11 for Waterbury Career Academy. With 4:40 to go. Blackwell rejected, but Council got a piece of him. Third foul on Council. Puts Blackwell back at the line. He was just 1 of 2. And he misses. Both teams have had their struggles from the stripe. Blackwell 0 of 2. Edwards. Long pass for Stallworth. Here's Lott. Edwards. Schuler commits the foul. Third foul of the day on Schuler. Puts Edwards at the line. Lazaro back in. he went down hard when he was fouled, taking the ball to the hole. He's still rubbing the back of his head and his neck, and you see him stretching out at the top of the arc. Second free throw for Edwards. That's good. He hits them both, up to 19 points. And the lead still 13 in the final 4:15. Schuler, long pass to Blackwell, who powers it home. Blackwell with 7 points in the period, and a timeout called by WCA. Ronan O'Leary takes a full timeout. 4:08 remaining. Spartans up 66-55. That was the first timeout Waterbury Career Academy has called in the second half. They still have 3 to use. Ansonia just won. Both teams currently in the single bonus. An impressive effort on both ends tonight for WCA. And they have an 11-point lead. Earlier this year, on February 4th, WCA lost to Sacred Heart by 24 points. Then on February 15th, they only lost by 5. That ties the closest game Sacred Heart has played this year. Is just an update from across town. Sacred Heart takes down Naugatuck 67-62. So that a 5-point game, and the Waterbury Career Academy game a 5-point game from last Saturday. The 2 closest games Sacred Heart has played this season. Shows you how competitive Waterbury Career Academy can be when they are at their best. And of course, this Ansonia squad, no slouch, at 11-6 coming into tonight. Schuler with the ball leads the way with 16 points. Ellis has 11, as does Wagenblas. And Wagenblas will have a chance to add to it at the free throw line. Foul called on Council, that's his 4th.
Number 11, Gerald Council, his 4th, team's time. Goal line shooting 2 for Ansonia, number 14, Wagenblas.
Wagenblas makes the first. Final 3:43. If Wagenblas hits this second one, Ansonia will be back within single digits. And he hits it. "13 points for Wagenblas. 3 from the corner. Jaden Stallworth. He has 3 threes in the 4th quarter. And that brings the lead back to 12 and makes it a lot harder for Ansonia in the final 3:19. Schuler does a good job to keep the ball alive. Picks up his dribble. McKnight. And Carlos Cali draws the charge. Foul is on McKnight, his 2nd. And not a shooting foul, since it is a player control foul, even though that was the 8th team foul. And give credit to Carlos Cali, the sophomore, stepping up, doing well on both ends of the court. Schuler with the right hand. 18 points for Schuler. 10-point game. Final 2:45. Edwards with the answer at the rack. He has 21. Schuler again. See who they get the foul on. A couple of candidates in there. It's Lazaro.
Number 3, Lawrence Lazaro, his 3rd, team's 10. At the line, shooting 2 for Ansonia, number 1, Sheldon Schuler.
Schuler with 3 free throws, or 2 free throws coming up. Foul is the third on number 3, Lazaro. Schuler misses the first. Shane Kingsley was moving the guys on the lane around as Schuler misses both free throws. Waterbury Career Academy leading by 12. Under 2.5 minutes to go. And they're going to force Ansonia to stretch out the zone and play defense. Callie. Stallworth from the corner hits. Jaden Stallworth has 4 threes in the fourth quarter. Schuler to the hoop. And he hits. Ansonia calls their last timeout.
Ansonia with your score. Ansonia 61, Spartans 74.
Schuler now with 20. Stallworth with 12, all in the fourth period. Stallworth did not see much action early. Of course, the 5 seniors starting the game for WCA. And now the Spartans lead by 13 with 2:07 to go. And Ansonia has to really pull out the stops here if they want to come back in this one. Shane Kingsley, the head coach for Ansonia in his 6th season. Career record is 64 and 57. Also an assistant on the well-regarded Ansonia Chargers football team, where he sees a lot of these players. Schuler, the starting quarterback, Wagenblas, Blackwell, McKnight, all playing big roles as skill players. Now the full court press coming from Ansonia. Lott in the backcourt. Stallworth breaks the timeline. Throws the pass into traffic. It's taken away. Schuler ahead of the pack. And the ball on the floor. Blackwell picks it up. Can't hold on to it. Still loose. McKnight to Schuler. And he's fouled. Call a foul on Lazaro. That's 4 on Lazaro. Ansonia in the double bonus. Schuler shooting 2 free throws regardless, as he was in the act of shooting. And he's short on the first. Schuler misses the second. And a poor free throw shooting night for both teams. But Ansonia's definitely left a lot of points on the board. And now a foul called against Schuler. That's full. And puts Lazaro at the line for the 1-and-1. Lazaro hits the first. Gerald Council in as Stallworth goes to the bench. And Lazaro hits them both. Timeout, WCA. Spartans up by 15, 76-61. Under 100 seconds to play. win tonight will guarantee Waterbury Career Academy has at least a 500 season as they take on Derby in the final game of the year, and such a tough schedule for Waterbury Career Academy, seeing Holy Cross twice, Sacred Heart twice, Crosby twice. See Wilby twice as well, but they knocked off Wilby by 31 the second time they played. Schuler to McKnight. Blackwell. Rebound tipped. And it goes to Waterbury Career Academy.
Drinking game 4, the Spartans number 24, James Sauer.
Here's Lott. Long pass for Stallworth. Leaves it for Callie, who hits. 6 points now for Carlos Callie. Ellis for 3 from the corner, short. Foul called on McKnight.
Shooting 2 for Spartans number 3, Lawrence Lazaro.
Lazaro to shoot 2. He's 3 of 4 here in the fourth quarter.
And get onto the floor for the last time. Number 13, Rafael Prado. Number 20, Daryl Kuhn. And number 23, David Matabula.
The seniors check back in, so all 5 seniors on the court as Schuler heads the line for, heads the rack for 2. He's up to 22 points. Edwards hits and now gets some subs.
Checking out the game for the last time, number 3, Lawrence Lazaro.
As Lazaro heads to the bench, making sure these seniors get their curtain call. Edwards hits them both. 19-point lead for Waterbury Career Academy. Schuler at the rim. He has 24 points. Long pass for Prado for 3. It's good. The senior Prado, who was injured earlier in the game, and he gets his curtain call after hitting the 3.
Checking out that game one last time, number 13, Rafael.
Prado hitting his first field goal of the night, and now he checks out. Also get David Matabula out of the game so he can hear the applause. And now Daryl Coombs as well.
Number 20, Daryl Coombs.
Final 15 seconds. 20-point Waterbury Career Academy lead. Schuler misses. Rebound pulled in by Carlos Mojico, and he'll dribble it out as Waterbury Career Academy takes down Ansonia 85-65. Spartans improve their record to 10-9 on the season, 9-8 in the NVL. Ansonia drops to 11-7, 10-7 in conference play. That'll do it from here in Waterbury. The Spartans win by 20, 85-65. For all of DET Sports Media, I'm Tom Felice. Thank you so much for being with us, and enjoy the rest of your night.